guys back to Speedy Moments with myself, where my real life experiences and testimony meet the kingdom and the power of the Word of God. Man, when I was 13 years old, man, I was humbly regarded as one of the best 13-year-old football and basketball players in my surrounding area. See, I grew up on the west side of Phoenix City, Alabama with everyone I was friends with, but I didn't go to public school with them boys my entire life. See, I went to a small Catholic school, but still was able to play sports with all of my friends until I was 12 years old. And then they all went to play at the only junior high school that we had in our city. And I had to go play for another Catholic school across the bridge in Georgia. See, after that season, man, it was time for me to pick my high school to go to. My whole entire bloodline had went to Central High School, the only high school in our city. And this would have been my first time being able to go to school with guys I had been playing ball with since I was 5 years old. See, I grew up watching and going to see the Central High School greats on Friday nights on the field and the court. And it would have been a dream of mine to be a part of that tradition as well. But I went to a summer camp before my freshman year began, and immediately I knew that I wasn't supposed to be at Central High School. And based on what God had shown me in my heart, even as a kid, I knew in order to get to my dream and the specific vision that He had for me, I had to go elsewhere. But elsewhere would cost. And my mother couldn't afford for me to go elsewhere. But I think that's the best part about it. See, the first step of me realizing that I didn't belong at Central was understanding that there was a vision in my heart. And it's not just realizing I had a vision, but realizing who the source of that vision was. And that's God. I knew this vision in my heart wasn't something I came up with because Central High School Red Devils was all I knew. How can myself, growing up in the environment I did as a 13-year-old, understand vision and that I don't have to go and do what everyone else do because the vision God gave me is not like everyone else's? See, in fact, we all have different visions than everyone else. See, when we understand who the source of our vision is, we start to unlock and tap into the hidden secrets on how to work this thing in our lives. See, this realization allows me to take the dream that God gave me at 5 years old to change the world all the way into fulfillment of it in His timing. See, many people are posted up in the crib, on the couch, in the clubs, man, saying they waiting for God, when God has been speaking to us since birth and is still speaking to us heavily to them by thoughts, ideas, imaginations, desires, and all that daydreaming that we be doing. See, imagination is something that God gives us as a tool for vision. He allows us to imagine these things that could help humanity out and further His kingdom agenda. Then He allows us to come back to reality and then get on the grind and go get it. See, the Bible tells us in Ephesians 3:20, man, that now unto Him who is able to do exceedingly and abundantly, immeasurably more than we can ever ask and imagine. See, God allows us to see the end, but not the in-between. See, that's where faith in His vision for our lives has to kick in and be activated. See, God is the beginning and the end. And when you were born, your beginning and end is already strategically placed inside of you. So whatever He has placed in your heart will come to pass if you handle your business and make the right choices to get the vision that He has for you. So I leave you guys with this, man. Remember in the story earlier, I said that I felt Central High School wasn't for me and I knew I had to go elsewhere, but elsewhere would cost my mother money that she didn't have. See, I trusted God even when I didn't know what trusting God looks like. I went to Pacelli High School that costed money to go. But because I trusted what was in my heart, after every semester, my mom would show me a letter saying somebody anonymously paid my tuition in full. See, when you trust the vision that God put in your heart, it may not look like what your family or what everybody else's path and vision was. It actually may look totally different. But when you trust the eyes of your heart, God is responsible for funding the vision that He placed in your heart. We just have to be obedient and trust in His purpose for our lives. So I encourage myself, and I encourage you, and I encourage us together to trust our imagination. It came from God. Pray about what you saw and be the type to say a prayer and then go get what you just prayed for, like the Apostle Aubrey Graham says.